Satnam and hello. Welcome to Opal Rose Oracle and welcome to the Moon Transit reading. Today the Moon is moving from Virgo into Libra, and then for 2.5 days we'll spend time in Libra before we move into Scorpio by Thursday, our next collective reading. Thursday is also the 7th, the date of the Scorpio full moon. So whatever intentions you set for the new moon in Taurus that happened earlier in the month should be coming to fruition within the light of Thursday's full moon in Scorpio. Also, guys, want to let you know that the moon's north node has shifted from its original node. It was in Cancer. Now it's moved into Gemini. So the moon transits may start feeling a little differently now, and it's okay. It's normal. We were on the Capricorn Cancer axis, and now we are on a Gemini Sagittarius axis. That being said, I hope you all had a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful weekend. Happy solar Beltane. We had Beltane officially on May 1st. I believe that was Friday. And I hope you all had a beautiful traditional Beltane. But today, Monday 4th, is solar Beltane. And you can Google that and see what all that's up about and the differences. A lot of the earth religions will have solar celebrations and lunar celebrations. Just so we all know. So I love you all. I got my sage. I saged myself. I saged the area. And as always, I meditate before I come on here. We'll sage the space. We got a storm coming in right now, so it is a cozy, rainy moon day here in the Midwest. And some of the cards. Beautiful. Beautiful. I hope you're all doing well. We'll take a moment and we'll call our guides in. Angels, archangels, guardian angels, guides, spirit guides, ancestors, gods and goddesses, beings of the highest vibration of love, light, healing, truth, and destiny. Be with us and give us clear and concise readings for the current energies of this Virgo into Libra, Libra into Scorpio, these moon transits that we're experiencing. Please give us clear and concise messages, and we thank you for your assistance. So I have our Mystic Fairy Tarot, our Goddess Tarot, our Animal Spirit Oracles, our Follow Your Light Oracle deck, Oracle of the Unicorns, and to finish out our reading, I have our Kuan Yin Oracle deck. So, that being said, let's get into the cards. So 4 cards popped out immediately. The 2 of Cups, so water energy. This is a relationship. This is an emotional decision, a partnership, a friendship. And we have the 6 of Pentacles, which came out in reverse. So this can speak of equal give and take. This can speak to generosity. So maybe it was a friendship or a partnership where there wasn't an equal give and take. There was an imbalance within the relationship. We have the Moon, which is a Cancer card. This could speak to manifestation. This could speak to intuition. It could also speak to the full moon that we have coming up on Thursday. We have the Magician. So we are manifesting. Though there could be some manipulative energy around as well. And we have the Two of Wands, so a decision in which way we want to move forward. So manifesting a movement forward, manifesting a new direction. And yes, so for many of us, this will have to do with romance. For many of us, it has to do with a choice or a decision. There's a lot of twos on the board, Two of Cups, Two of Wands, and even the Lovers I think of as two. It's a card of a Gemini. So this is the Lovers, manifesting a new direction with someone you love. Any other messages for the collective in regards to these energies? So if the Three of Cups, we could be coming out of a third-party situation, or there could have been some happiness and celebrating in the past with Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, a King of Pentacles energy. And the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles came out with the Queen of Swords. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, air energy. So we could be dealing with Libra. We could be dealing with an Earth sign, a Gemini, a Cancer. This is speaking of a decision. And what we manifested under the moon, a new way forward. So perhaps in the Taurus full moon, we were manifesting a new direction with love. We wanted to come out of any sort of third-party situations or outside influences that could have been affecting, how grounded we felt, how stable, and it could have been affecting our discernment. Because the Queen of Pentacles is a very discerning queen. She works with vibration. And she came out in the reverse. So we might not be making clear decisions or the energies of communication is more internal. Like there's more internal messages coming in rather than external messages. Can we get clarity on the Queen of Swords? So there's something coming in. We've had these very farewells recently. So many things have ended. This is a greeting. Fairies clever, fairies bright, from garden, wood, and pond, guide my thoughts, guide my sight, help me find the answers on a path that's true and right. And we have this Emperor energy in the reverse, the card of Aries. And the Emperor is like an accumulation of all the kings. He has the wisdom, the passion, the maturity, emotionally and intellectually. He also has the stability from the third dimensional realm. So maybe this is us not being in our power, but we're heading towards victory. So there is this new energy coming in that is going to lead us towards victory. Why is the Queen of Swords in reverse? Okay, so we need to get some new perspective when it comes to communicating, or how we communicate. So, because what came out was the Hanged Fae, which could speak to being stuck, but is also seeing the world in a whole new way. And the Knight of Swords is, very much a part of communication as well as forward movement. It's also the need to be clear with our communication. I'm getting concise with our words. And why is the Emperor in reverse? Angels and guides. Why is the Emperor in reverse? Why is the Emperor in reverse? The Emperor is in reverse. So we're maybe not be feeling in our power if the Emperor is not specifically in Aries. Because the Five of Cups came out. Something may not have worked out. Maybe a job opportunity or an emotional opportunity. Didn't work out, so we're feeling disempowered. But we're not. We still have two cups. We still have two cups. And it came out, the Five of Cups came out with the Hermit energy, which is all the card of Virgo. But it's also this going within and finding our wisdom and answers from the inside, from doing the work. And so maybe when we were supposed to go within and find the answers, we need to take some time to do that. Otherwise, we're going to miss those two cups that are, probably our victory. At the end of the day, we can't focus on what happened in the past. We can only be in the present moment. And our decisions to move forward really do rest on us being grounded in what's real here and now and what is going to bring us forward towards victory. And it's not an easy victory. The Six of Wands is after the Five of Wands, which is, the battle. So after a hard-won battle, we come out on top. there any other messages for the collective? Seven of Cups came out in reverse. And sorry I'm pausing before I tell you, because I'm like, so we made it. Seven of Cups is being surrounded by choices, but only one's going to fulfill the soul. So we've made a choice. We're making a choice. We're settling on a direction. Clarify the Seven of Cups. Yeah. We're making a choice in what we're investing in and what we're gaining mastery over. Eight of Pentacles. Because Eight of Pentacles is the card of mastery. It's like a master craftsman or an artist. It's what we're putting our work and effort into, our time and our attention. And so I think we're making a real clear decision on what we want to work on. What's really going to give us the fulfillment and passion moving forward. Any other messages for the collective for this current time? I feel like the cards are like, go within and take care of yourself. Because Four of Swords came out with the Queen of Pentacles. And Four of Swords is, taking that quiet time, going within and meditating on where you've been, what you've overcome, and where you want to go. Thanking God for, all those little miracles along the way that allows you to still be here. And that there's a certain amount of self-care with the Queen of Pentacles, because she's the pet. She knows what to invest in materially. She'll invest in herself first so that she can invest in others. She knows the balance that's required, to be truly fruitful, which is, ample amounts of self-care. There's a going within and seeing what nurtures you. Going within and seeing what really takes care of you on a body, mind, spirit level. What makes you feel alive? What makes you feel fruitful? What makes you feel nurtured? Which makes sense, with this Taurus Scorpio accents. Taurus is ruled by Venus, that's nurturing, and there's a lot of nurturing that we have to do for ourselves, especially when we're walking the axis of Taurus and Scorpio. Scorpio's death and transformation. So there's a lot of honoring the cycles of beginnings and endings, things that come to fruition and things that must leave at this time. Is there any other messages for the collective in regards to this reading, to the energies that we're currently in? So there's a putting down of a heavy burden, and it came out with the Devil. So, to me, this could be the laying down of anything that made you feel bound, heavy, restricted. Anything that made you feel disempowered, or whether it's a thought process or a habit. State of being. And not all addictions because the devil can be associated with addictions, and especially when it's coming out with the 10 of Wands, addictions are heavy. So there may be releasing of bad habits, whether they're repetitive negative thoughts or alcohol, cigarettes, anything that could be qualified as an addiction. Shopping, eating. There's a laying down of that burden, laying down it, or the ending to that heavy Saturnian Capricornian energy, because the devil's also the card of Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn. And if we're coming out of this Cancer Capricorn axis, we're going to be leaving a lot of Saturnian energy. Not that it won't dip back into it, because Saturn will go retrograde this year through the sign of Aquarius. I'm not sure if it dips back into Capricorn. It may. But if it isn't talking about the ending of very Saturnian energies, very Capricornian energies, this is an awesome, ending to what's ever made us feel trapped or bound in any way. Any other messages for the collective? And I think that's where our victory is going to lie. Because with the Six of Swords just came out, when we let this Capricornian energy go, you're going to be moving on to calmer waters. What was rough and challenging in the past, it's done. Things are going to start smoothing out. We're going to start feeling better. We're going to be in a place of peace, of a place of victory. Any clarity in these current energies? Any more messages for the collective? Any more messages for the collective? Three of Pentacles. We're going to move on to calmer waters that is going to help us set a truly solid foundation. Three of Pentacles energy. Three of Pentacles is all about getting everything in order, so that we're creating this beautiful solid foundation so that we can build on solid ground rather than, building on sand. Beautiful. I'm going to jump over to our Goddess Tarot and see if the goddesses have any clarifiers for us. Angels, archangels, any other messages? So the card of Leo came out. We're going to have to be strong during this time. And strength came out with balance. Balancing our heart and mind. Balancing our energies. Being strong and remaining grounded as things shift. Maintaining our balance. Why we have to be strong. And get more clarity. Because we only think we're stuck. There's an illusionary energy to our dilemma, which could be cleared up by us being strong and really balancing out our internal and external worlds. we realize that we're not as restricted as we thought we were. But we need to overcome that. We need to be strong and get out of our heads, because if we're in these thoughts, because swords are the realm of thought, and we're feeling trapped and we're restricted, sometimes we really have to calm the mental conversation. And the best way to do that is by going back to our breath and really being strong within ourselves, using our breath, calming the mind, regaining our balance, and allow ourselves to come out of that hangman energy and really get a new perspective, a perspective that really is only going to be found once we achieve a sense of balance from within. Because if our mind's all clogged up and we're all we very easily make a mistake. Very easily. Because we're not listening to our heart or our intuition at that point. We're all up here. And these guys aren't getting listened to. These two brains help govern this one. This one's only for processing information. But for true knowing and feeling and divine guidance, that's coming from these two. So oppression came out with the Princess of Cups. Oppression it's a difficult card. I don't like seeing it as much as anyone, but it doesn't mean it's real. And oppression doesn't have to necessarily be a person. It can be, but it can be a relationship within ourselves, a relationship within our environment, a relationship with another person, or even going back to that devil energy. Addictions are oppressive. If you feel like you need something, whether it's another dress because you're addicted to online shopping, or you need that, whatever it is, that sense of I can't say no, I need to say yes, that feeling that exists within the addict is oppressive. It is. It absolutely is. And until one can get beyond that oppression and really let that go, being strong to overcome any sort of oppression within or without, meaning internally within the self, habits, patterns, or externally, meaning could be your home environment, could be your work environment, could be a relationship. There is a freedom from oppression once we get ourselves unstuck. Once we really use our strength and regain balance within and without. And the Princess of Cups, similar to the Page of Cups, she's drinking from her cup. This is a cup of emotional fulfillment. So it is water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Then I'm getting this how we take care of our emotions. Do we stuff down our emotions? Our emotional truth? Do we not listen to our intuition? Are we being emotionally immature? Because emotional immaturity, especially if it's coming from an adult, can be impressive. Especially an oppression blocks intuition. Because you feel stuck. And when you feel stuck and stagnant, you're in this sympathetic response where you're like fight, flight, or freeze. It's only once you start breathing again and start bringing balance to the nervous system that you can slip back into parasympathetic and really start relaxing, and really start getting some clarity. So you feel some stuffed up emotions kind of going within the collective. And the need for freedom. Really honoring what's going on within our hearts. What are the messages for the collective do we have? So what came out? So there must be some sort of third-party energy, because this is the second time we've gotten the Three of Cups in reverse. So to me, this is a confirmation of coming out of a third-party situation. Doesn't have to be a cheating situation. Because I know a lot of people, when you're like third parties, you're like, I've been faithful to my partner. Like, I'm not in that sort of mess. A friend who's or a family member, any sort of accessory energy to the relationship could be considered a third party situation. And once we make the decision to leave the third party energy, we are going to come to our emotional fulfillment. We will receive this Ten of Cups, but there is a simplifying of the energies that needs to happen. So that we can get this complete emotional fulfillment, because this is our victory. This is what's destined for us. And I love that beautiful moon there, because I feel like this full moon is going to culminate in some beautiful, beautiful healing, emotional fulfillment for all of us. Absolutely all of us. That is inevitable. Can you explain the Three of Cups energy? Love. So some of us are dealing with third-party situations when it comes to love and love romances. And I'm sorry you're going through. It is not easy. Oh, Venus. Any advice for getting out of the Three of Cups energy? Any advice for the Three of Cups energy? What came out was the Ace of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. So there may be in a new emotional offer, a gift, deep healing, joy. This is the Holy Grail. It speaks to deep intuitive energy, but it also speaks to a gift, like the Holy Grail, like the Ace of Cups that's going to lead to the Ten of Cups. And it came out with the Four of Pentacles. So I think that there's going to be a promise of expansion. You build the solid foundation with the Three of Pentacles. And with the Four of Pentacles, I'm getting a promise of a solid foundation. A foundation that has promised to grow into something bigger. You have clarity for this Four of Pentacles. Nine of Swords. So some of us may be feeling really up in our heads when it comes to material abundance and material gain. And that's understandable. You know, with this whole pandemic and the state of the world and the economy, there's a lot of uncertainty. And so maybe this offer will send you into your heads a little bit. And give us a lot to think about. Sleepless nights. Why is the Nine of Swords coming out to clarify the Four of Pentacles? Okay. Because we want to move forward. We want to go in a bright new direction with the Three of Wands or the Three of Spades. And we received some sort of clarity or truth about the direction we need to go in. And it had to do with, a soulmate, past life partner, Six of Cups. And the Five of Swords. The conflict, the fighting that had been in the past. And that's a really positive energy, actually, because, I feel like this is the energy that's going to help us move on. We may be replaying some old things in our heads, rehashing some things, but at the end of the day, we're getting clarity about how to move forward, truth about moving forward, about a soulmate, and just perhaps why there was so much conflict. Any other messages for the collective? So there's going to be reciprocity, there is going to be generosity, there is going to be an equal give and take in this new situation, in what we're moving towards. And it could be with a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini energy, King of Swords, but it could also be the energy of just seeing really clearly. Seeing really clearly where the reciprocity is. And I feel like with magic, Isis coming out, because it was the Six of Pentacles, the King of Swords, and magic, Isis. I feel like the divine is communicating to us, giving us clarity on which relationships nurture us, which relationships have taken from us. This is also manifesting clarity. But I feel like the divine has many, many answers that will give us that King of Swords wisdom. You know, the King of Swords is wise. He communicates clearly. He is intuitive. He is a wonderful, straightforward, clear communicator. And he is discerning and knows which way and how to take action so that there is balance, so that there is generosity, so that there is an equal give and take. And so we're either manifesting that generosity with this Libran energy, or we are cultivating that clarity that allows us to see our relationships in a new way, and the divine is guiding us with that. Any other messages for the collective in regards to the Six of Pentacles, King of Swords, and magic? What clarified this decisive, equal give and take, manifesting energy is the King of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is a king who is very intuitive, very emotionally mature, very kind, very generous, very loving, very supportive. He knows when to just be and allow the intuitive guidance that he receives to come in. And as he's taken that intuitive guidance in, he then can make very intuitive decisions. And we're dealing with Scorpio, which is water energy. It is a very nurturing energy as well. Very psychic. So I think this is why the universe really wants us to get in and get clear, because you can be intuitive on the air side, on like the mental side, and also the emotional side. And with these two kings going out, there's a lot of messages and strength and forward movement that's going to be happening, but there is a sense of balance in our relationships, in our material world, that we're manifesting. Anything else for this King of Cups energy? So as we move forward with a sense of emotional maturity, that King of Cups energy, there's going to be a lot of messages coming in that leads to transformation and a lot of choices that we're going to have to be very discerning of. Queen of Swords. The receptive. I like to think of kings as active and queens as more of a receptive energy. And now it doesn't have to be that. It's just that we all have masculine and feminine within us. So we all work on that polarity of being receptive, but also being proactive. But yes, these messages will lead to transformation, and we're going to have to use our discernment, because only one of those choices is going to lead to wish fulfillment. To the sun. So this is a time to get clear and let go of any sort of oppressive energy. Let go of anything that throws you off balance, that makes you feel, that drains you of your strength, whether it's your emotional strength, your mental strength, your physical strength. Because that'll only lead us to feeling more stuck. That Eight of Swords energy. But as we let that go, we let the messages come in, we allow the transformations to occur, and we use our discernment to really choose for us, we're going to move forward towards happiness, towards that victory. And I love that for us as a collective. Making decisions, guys, making decisions for our highest good. So let's call an animal out, see. Animals, yeah, too. Card 13, which boils down to a 4, cat spirit. Claim your independence. Claim your independence. You are an independent, sovereign being. And use your mind wisely. So if you find yourself in that 9 of Swords, the negative, oppressive thoughts, just taking a step back. Monitoring our thoughts. And really, really using our mind to affirm that we're independent, that we're interdependent, that we're capable. Because our mind leads to actions. It leads to our words. It's where manifestation begins, is in the mind. If you can dream it up here, then we start dwelling on it, whether it's positive or negative. And next thing you know, it's in our third dimensional reality. So really governing our thoughts so that we're manifesting the highest possible outcomes. And sometimes life stings. Sometimes endings hurt. Sometimes we can't have, flowers without rain, right? Sometimes things just don't work out. Sometimes truth hurts. Sometimes you literally get stung by a wasp. Been there, done that. It hurts. But when life stings, know that there's always an antidote. There's always a way to work with the emotions and the aftermath that breeds sunlight. that breathes a happy outcome. Any other messages from the animal spirits? Be peace. So even if there's situations going around us that may rock our boats a little bit, know that you're strong and independent. Support yourself, nurture yourself with positive thinking, and know that your peaceful contribution, even if it's just stepping back and allowing yourself that meditation time to go within and regain your own sense of peace, is going to bring you so much clarity. Now, this is an opportunity for us to be the peace that we desire in our worlds. And it's not always easy to be peace, especially when things are going wrong. But it's how we yield the best results. Any other messages? Because sweet results await. When we can harness our emotions and really grow emotionally, sweet results await, and the universe is opening us to a realm of infinite possibilities. I love this energy. I love this energy. Especially, there's this, the highs and the lows, we have the wasp and the bee. It will sting. But as we're peace, sweetness is going to bloom from them. It's going to open up a world of infinite possibilities that is going to lead to so much happiness. And I love that for us. I really do. It comforts me. It comforts me a lot. Not for myself specifically, but for the collective. I want us to feel like we're really getting a leg up. Many of us right now are breaking the chain, ancestral patterns. We're healing. We're rewriting our futures. Intergenerational healing. We're breaking the chain. What we have oppressed our family lines. Overcoming it. We are breaking through and breaking free, and that's really what Spirit wants us to do right now. It's time to die. There is an allowing that we all have to do. And it's not an easy allowing, but it's much easier to allow an ending than to struggle against it. That's where a lot of pain can happen. So going within, allowing healing to really come in and to break us free from what no longer serves, our ancestral DNA, because a lot of trauma can be passed down through the family. And when one person in the family starts healing, the whole generation that's beyond us has a new life. We rewrite destiny by doing healing work. So there's a lot of healing associated with these next 3 to 4 days. A lot of rewriting our future, breaking patterns, setting ourselves free once and for all. Any other angel messages? Clear and concise messages for the collective. Because we're birthing new creations and dreaming a new world into being, whether that's with a person or a job, or just the reality. We're shifting timelines. We're birthing a new age, the birth canal of the age of Aquarius. And by keeping our mind focused on dreaming a new world into being, that's going to help us really feel strong in our place in this time. Things may be shifting, but we know who we are and we know why we're here. And we're here to be lights for everyone within the collective. And there is a claiming our independence that goes with that, being like, I am birthing a new age. I am here. I have purpose. Sometimes things are rocky, but I have purpose. And that brings peace. And once we get through the hard times, the rainbows come. Sweet results do await, and a whole realm of possibilities. So I like that we have breaking the chain and birthing a new age, because it really gives this idea that once we let go, we make the decisions, whether it's the decision in relationship or the decision of the direction we want to go in, whatever we're manifesting. It's going to come with a certain amount of give and take. Out with the old and with the new. Clear and concise messages for the collective, anything. And also, where do we need to establish better boundaries? With ourselves, with others. I'm getting back to the Mary card that's in this deck. How do you mother yourself? Sometimes when it comes to boundaries, we almost have to be our own mother. Being like, am I saving someone? Am I rescuing them? Am I giving too much information away? Am I letting too many opinions affect me? Am I not telling myself no when I need to tell myself no? All these things can qualify as boundaries. So we're going to be looking at the boundaries we have and maybe boundaries we need to instill for our overall well-being. Because there's this longing for home, this feeling of wanting to belong. The original light workers, Minetaken. Many of us are longing for home, longing for that sense of belonging. But in that desire to belong, don't forsake your independence. Don't forsake your boundaries. Know that people who are truly for you will honor your boundaries. They will honor your space. They will be there for you, but they also won't take your free will from you. You have to ask. We always have to ask. We always have to ask. So I'm going to jump over to the unicorns and see what guidance. That was quick. They're like, we're ready. Nature. Ground yourself. Find sanctuary in nature. Connect with the elementals. So grounding. We need grounding right now. Now it's raining. You connect to the water, to the rain. If you like going out for watery walks under an umbrella or without an umbrella. If it's raining where you are, you can connect to the rain. Even if it's just watching it And imagining the rain cleansing you, helping you let go, grounding you. You can go by a river or a stream. You can go outside if it's sunny or at least not raining. And go meditate or whatever you like to do outside that's grounding. Just walking your bare feet. They call it earthing. Now, you've come up with a lot of terms within like the last 10 years. But at the end of the day, walking outside barefoot, getting in touch with the electromagnetic field of the earth, it helps us ground. And it helps us process any sort of chaotic energies. So connecting with the elementals, connecting to air, earth, fire, and water. Allowing ourselves to become grounded. We need that right now. And then Shining Lotus, card 26, which is an 8, is our crowning card for this reading. And 26 is also about discernment. There are times when it makes sense to be discreet until you find your inner strength so that you feel empowered enough to share your thoughts, feelings, beliefs without wavering, even in the face of challenge by another. At times, we benefit ourselves and others by taking a risk and allowing the inner lotus blossom of our true self to shine forth for all to behold. Have you been hiding in the spiritual closet, beloved? Sometimes it makes sense to avoid sharing your thoughts and feelings about spiritual beliefs and other personal matters until they are clearer in your own mind. However, there are also times when hiding your deepest truths away from the world will no longer protect you, but actually hold you back from living your divine destiny, shining the lotus light of your own soul and walking your path in the world. This does not mean that you have to make a grand announcement unless that's what's in your heart, but it does suggest that there is something within you that you could share with another or be more open about in your life more generally. It might be a talk with a loved one about some significant feelings that you have kept to yourself, or beginning to open up about your beliefs and your abilities. Once you put your energy into the world, you magnetically attract like-minded souls into your life, which will then encourage you to share yourself even more. Don't worry if there are those that seem to be challenged or threatened by your beliefs. They don't have to have the same beliefs as you. For you and them to be safe and loved on the spiritual path, which is unique for all of us. You and others can benefit greatly from staying true to your heart and at the same time being open to the fact that they will have their own truths that may differ to yours, and that is just the way it is. You don't have to convince others or be convinced of anything yourself. All you need to do is listen to your own heart. If there is something you've been holding within, you are guided to listen to your heart for the right time and the best way to share it. Let the lotus light of your own heart, your own soul, your own truth shine openly, beloved. Be gentle with yourself and know that you have a right to be here on this planet in your own truth, and that no matter what the response, whether a response of affirmation and love or a response of discomfort, your truth serves the greater good. Trust in the strength of this lotus light shining. It is more powerful than fear or doubt, and it will light your way more deeply on your spiritual path of peace, purpose, and power. And we'll say the prayer of the Shining Lotus. Beloved Kuan Yin, Mother of mercy and compassion, bless me with divine timing and divine words, that I may express myself truthfully and well, and that my truths may be healing for all concerned. For the highest good, so be it. Bless my lotus heart with shining peace and love. Om Mani Padme Hum. So shine your light. Share your heart's truth. Use love and gentleness and discernment in your sharing. And know that you are supported by the divine. You are a master manifester. And I hold the intentions that whatever any of us within the collective have to leave behind this week, that we are able to let go with ease and grace, and that new beginning is right there with the sun to uplift all of us. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate you. I hope these messages have brought some clarity, some light, some peace, and discernment into your world. As always, I enjoy spending my time with you, getting to know each and every one of you. It's truly an honor and a blessing to have spent this quarantine time with all of you. I love you, and I'm sending you infinite blessings. Please, if you so feel called, like, subscribe, share with your friends, especially if you think there's a message that will help them. Till then, I'll talk to you soon. I'm wishing you love, light, peace, and blessings. Sat Nam, and have a beautiful, beautiful full moon in Scorpio on Thursday. I'll see you tomorrow for yoga class. Take care. Bye now.